Yo, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the new Seize Your Beast, Conquer the New You podcast. And today we're talking about a very special, important topic. And today is going to be the launch of something special. It's a Sunday night. And if you're watching this live on TikTok, I'm only live broadcasting on TikTok for now. In the future, we'll branch out to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. For now, this is the setup I can handle. So as I get more confident in my podcast production, we'll move on to bigger and better platforms. But for now, TikTok is just chilling, my biggest platform. So this is where I'll live stream it. Posting this on YouTube so you guys can catch the replay. So 3, 2, 1, we finna start 1 minute deep into the podcast recording. Hopefully everything pans out perfectly. Welcome to the Conquer the New You, Seize Your Beast podcast episode 1. Today we will be talking about an episode that is very dear to my heart. As a porn addict in the past, I have suffered a lot from failing God's test from above for me to drive myself more towards my purpose, but I would always use this as a vice. And today we're going to break it down because a lot of young men always in my DMs ask me about how I deal with the semen retention, the urges, and stuff like that. So let's start off with a story. Growing up, in the nice, lovely streets of Surrey, I was always like a very kept to myself, quiet kid. And, naturally I was very anxious and not confident at all. And to be honest, I didn't make that many friends easily. I would just hang out with people that look similar to me and that I could blend in with. I always stuck out from the crowd and had a tough time making friends. And one day, one of my friends in my friend group said, "Hey, yo, brother, you gotta go check out this website." You know what I'm saying? You go on this website, you see a whole bunch of chicks, fully flesh, naked, and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, shit, I'm in grade 6 at this time. And I'm curious, right? I never had any sexual relationships with females at this point. And to be honest, I give it a shot, right? I go on the website. And keep in mind, at this point, I didn't even know how to play with my Willie or my Johnson. So, yeah, it was just a shock to me. I'm like, yo, you can really do this off your iPod Touch, man? That's insane. I didn't even have an iPod Touch. I had my old school computer and shit. It's like a Windows Vista. And, yeah, this is back in 2006. Yeah, 2006 or 2007, something around there. I'm in grade 6 or 7, so I believe it's 2007 to 2010. I graduated elementary school in 2010, so yeah. So start going on these websites and just amusing myself to all these naked pixels of females, right? And yeah, it wasn't the best action to partake in at that age, because a lot of people that are watching this podcast right now probably got iPads at the young age of grade 11, age 11 or something like that, and probably getting into pornography, porn, all that stuff at a very young age too right now. And this is just to raise awareness, right? So you guys, the earlier you beat your porn addiction, the better off you'll be, because, it's a very deep, dark dive at my past that I'm bringing up right now. And fast forward to grade 9. I started being my Willie, religiously. I'm talking about 5-10 times a week. Some days you do it once. It ends up being a part of your routine. And when once is a part of your routine, you're getting fucked, because right? Everything is energy. Your seed is energy, and it's a divine energy. It can create life, right? That's what we all started off was. We started off as a sperm cell from our daddy's ball sack, and yeah, we grew up into living beings. And from like a young age, from like your first year you're born to 8 years old, your mind is just all creative. That's why kids can play with like rocks and stuff and have like tea parties. And you're not that conscious. But as you get older, you turn like 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, become more of a conscious being. So you should be much more aware of your actions. Even though technology is taking over, which can be a good or bad thing, I believe that you guys should stay away from watching pornography and porn because it turns you into less of a man. Because they're watching somebody else get it off on their phone like this and training yourself to enjoy that, it's a very bad habit to have, right? So I wish, and I urge every single one of y'all watching this to cut it out, cut it out and, use the energy for greater good because, there's certain actions you take in life that are going to raise your energy up, certain actions you take that are going to lower your vibration, your energy. And Nikola Tesla said it best. He said, the keys to the universe are raising your vibration, frequency, and energy, right? And some of the benefits I've noticed from retaining my seed a lot more is I'm a lot more punctual. I keep the space around me a lot more clean. And once you keep the space around yourself, your environment clean, there's a lot less clutter that goes on in your mind. So you gain more neurological connections. So when I'm creating content, I got a lot more ideas flowing through me. But if I'm just watching corn, like a lot of people, when they scroll TikTok, they see some big booty thought twerking and they get the urge. They don't know how to curve it, right? But having power over yourself and be able to control your hands and not give in to your urge is a great blessing in disguise if you guys can learn how to induce that on yourself and control your hands using your brain. You'll be a lot more set in life, a lot more set and successful because everything is energy and everything is vibration. Your seed is energy, life force energy, right? It's creative divine energy as well, right? It has the opportunity to give life, right? So at the end of the day, like once you stop beating your meat, you will become a lot more successful woman. You have a lot more energy, a lot more confidence. Your skin will get a lot more clear and glowy. You'll have a deeper voice. And you'll have thicker facial hair. Right? And they did, like, if you guys ever see, like, your profile pictures, if you're taking, like, selfies and stuff, it's a lot more unattractive towards females than when you're looking away from the camera and you got a professional taking photo. So you guys should definitely give it a shot, semen retention and nofap. If you guys can do the latter, which is semen retention, you'll be a lot more successful. I promise you, a lot more ambitious, and you'll be a lot more driven for sure. Because that's what I noticed with my experience. Like I wish in grade 6 I never hopped on the corn websites and just started feeding addiction that I never knew will get this out of hand. Like at the lowest point, like I say I would probably beat my meat like multiple times a day. And eventually had erectile dysfunction whenever I would chill with females in real life. Like I wouldn't be able to finish because I was so used to beating my meat and looking at digital pixels on a screen. And yeah, not the best choice of action. And at the end of the day, if you look at what corn is, it's basically just a distraction away from your purpose. What men should do is chase their purpose, right? But when you start feeding your addiction of corn and looking up pornography, beating your meat, you are, at the end of the day, pulling yourself away from your purpose. So definitely not the best actions to partake in, and definitely will hinder your results in life. Right? In life, you either have results or excuses. Right? There's either winners or losers in life, and the more actions and habits, systems and routines you follow of stacking up W's, like I can list a whole bunch of productive actions that you can build habits with. Like you can start journaling, you can start reading, you can start meditating, you can start praying. These are all actions you can do instead of beating your meat, and they will result in a lot much more success because life, the universal language of Earth is like math. If you guys ever notice, numbers are everywhere, and you'll never be able to escape numbers. And the more you learn how to deal with your urges and stay away from porn, pornography, and just touching yourself, beating a Johnson, and being a Lily, the more successful you'll be. Go into deeper, darker dives. Like at my lowest point with my corn addiction, I say I could not finish whenever I was chilling with a female. Like it was a hidden blessing too, right? Like I'm not gonna lie, like not having the super power to not finish and shit like that, it makes chicks insecure. And you can just, at the end of the day, you gotta blame yourself because you can't finish. But to be honest, like it's not a superpower you want to have. Like it's good to be able to train yourself to be able to pull out and control when you want to nut, and in certain situations comes very in handy. But at the end of the day, you guys want to be able to finish. You guys want to be able to have sex whenever you feel like it, and right, be able to control your urges. Right? Releasing without intention is dangerous for all of us. Right? You got to analyze where you're at in life. If you analyze your life and you never get any real play, you're always watching corn, and you don't know how to talk to females, you get hella anxious, you get hella shy. You gotta really analyze your life and ask yourself, is this corn actually gonna benefit me? It's gonna benefit nobody, to be honest. Like it has zero benefit. I remember people used to tell us, like scientific studies and stuff like that, to keep us stuck in the matrix, to be honest. They used to tell us, hey, yo, beating your meat like once, every once in a while has some benefits. Definitely not. I could tell you from firsthand that this shit's a setup, and this shit is a setup because all the major corn companies, like you go on Brazzers, RedTube, whatever the fuck the websites are, the top ones are all owned by one big corporation called MindGeek. And you're setting yourself up to just be a geek and training yourself to enjoy somebody else have sex. So it's not the move. Definitely not the move. If you got big, ambitious dreams you want to achieve, hold your nut inside. There's countless examples. Mike Tyson used to hold his nut inside him for countless fights. Muhammad Ali is quoted on the air saying that avoiding women and nightclubs is his biggest way to see success in his fights, right? And if you guys can avoid nutting as much as possible and losing your divine energy for no reason, I say the better off you'll be, right? And if you want to quit, just one day, just end up recording yourself, right? Record yourself jerking off, and I promise you, it'll be the cringest motherfucking shit you'll ever see in your life. And you guys don't want to end up to a point where you guys end up with erectile dysfunction. Because once you end up with erectile dysfunction, because you're so used to seeing somebody else get it off, and you got some like fine chick in front of you and you can't get it off, it's definitely gonna be a tough situation to deal with. The chick's gonna be looking at you sideways. You could be looking at her sideways, and definitely not a joking matter, yo. Like, imagine yourself like 18, 19, 20, young as fuck, and you got erectile dysfunction from just watching too much corn. Like, I've been there before, right? And it's not a pleasant situation to be inside. Definitely something I don't recommend. And there's a lot more productive habits you can partake in instead. I could list them off again, stretching, not snoozing, like, and not screen sucking. Like, these are habits you have if you're jerking off. Right? You can be getting extra sleep. I swear to God, you guys can be sleeping way more harder. Like 9 hours is probably the best amount of sleep. 9 to 10. But it gets tough sometimes, being able to sleep that long. But it's definitely worth it, especially if you work out multiple times a week, you're into sports. Journaling, meditating, reading definitely will help a lot too. And just remaining a student, right? Remain a student and learn yourself. Learn about yourself, what makes you have these urges. And yeah. Next, another thing you guys want to avoid, even if you guys do still jerk off and beat your lily, is literally grabbing your penis too hard, because that's what's going to cause erectile dysfunction. And yeah, I say overall, like, I recommend you guys do not ever start watching porn, because you'll be a lot more ahead of everybody who does, because there's still going to be people, even after they watch this podcast, that are going to go visit the hub after watching this. I can't stop everybody, but I can put my message out there and produce a positive message and, still talk about my experience avoiding corn. And yeah, boy, I hope y'all enjoy this podcast, man. And to be honest, like, you want to make commitments instead of indulging into your urges, right? One of the biggest commitments I made ever since I stopped was committing to like cold showering. So this whole month of December, I'm going to be taking 2 cold showers a day. I'm going to be training 2 sessions per day, morning and night. Trying to get 9 hours of sleep, so trying to pass out by 9 p.m. and wake up at like 4 or 5 a.m. every single day. Commit to content creation. That's why I need to hold my seed inside me, because like the amount of neurological connections you have holding your seed inside of you is a lot better for me as a content creator than just spilling it everywhere on myself and stuff like that. And, once you remain and stay a student for life, it'll be a lot much better off than everybody else who is just indulging into their urges, just caving in. Once you guys become professionals, you don't really listen to your feelings. There's a certain job as a professional you need to do and act on. Your actions need to align with your goals. And, at the end of the day, the faster you can cut out being your meat and losing energy, doing actions that lower your energy, vibration, and frequency, the better off you'll be. So I hope y'all had a lot of great takeaways from this podcast. I did tell you like the 5 main benefits. Recapping, right? You're going to have higher energy levels, right? Which is a great plus, because, lots of people nowadays, they're walking around with shit energy levels. They're always tired, always depressed, lethargic. I promise you, if you stop beating your meat, touching your Johnson, whatever you want to call it, you'll have a lot more energy than everybody else. 2, confidence. confidence and clarity. You'll have a lot more confidence and clarity when it comes to chasing your purpose and chasing your goals, right? If you want to start a side hustle, it's best to like hold their nut inside you, because like this is energy you could be putting into towards your side hustle. 3 is clear skin, and you'll be glowing a lot more than everybody else. I swear to God, because once you hold that nut inside you, like your body's going to have a lot more resources to spread around and give towards your other vital organs. And your skin's your biggest organ at the end of the day, right? And you want to keep that shit clear. 4th benefit I've noticed is always deeper voice, thicker facial hair, because you're not spilling your like testosterone everywhere. And yeah, higher female attraction, definitely. Once a man's on his grind, like, you know, you're definitely going to be here compared to everybody that's still nutty on themselves. So highly recommend it if you guys do listen to this podcast. You know, try to start a streak today. And the biggest thing is you want to just disassociate yourself without like seeing yourself as a fapper or a man that touches himself, because like that's the biggest difference. It doesn't matter how long your streak is, even if you relapse. At the end of the day, I say just hop back on it. Right? There's no shame in that. Like, it's going to be a process for you to start living this as a lifestyle. And, you know, don't put too much pressure on yourself on like, I need to hit this amount of days. Like, that's why I don't even talk about it anymore. Is because I want you guys just to disassociate yourself with being a fapper, you know, the identity. Like, I can just tell within 5 seconds of meeting somebody who faps and stuff like that. Just telling by like the grip of their handshake. Like, if it's a loose handshake, man, he's probably just been nutty on himself, you know? So, besides that, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this podcast. This is episode number 1 of the Seize Your Beast, Conquer the New You podcast. We are going to help you level up your mindset, level up in self-improvement. This is a self-improvement episode. So, self-improvement, mindset, training, nutrition, and recovery. We about that all in the 9 yards. We covering them all. And don't forget to give this video a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how the audio came out. And yeah, I'm going to cut the camera off and cut the recording. We're about to hit 23 minutes. And yeah, I'm going to be out here religiously posting this podcast, preaching my message. And I hope y'all enjoyed. Besides that, and stay tuned till next time. Follow me on Instagram if you guys want to work with me when it comes to conquering your fitness goals. Hit me up in my Instagram DM or apply for my program using the link in my bio. I appreciate all the love, support, and just know this is just a motherfucking beginning. And we're going to keep becoming more competent when it comes to our podcast production, and eventually start going live on multiple platforms instead of just TikTok. But for now, I just wanted to produce that episode starting today. It's either now or never, boys. Keep that in mind with all your goals, and stay stacking up the W's, baby. Let's get it. All right. End the recording now. Peace out.